Hello and welcome back. This is Commander Curses, and today I'm reviewing the Federal Gunship. It's a sister ship to the Federal Dropship, and let's look at what it looks like. So it's a bit more beefy, I would say. You can see it's got big air intakes on the side. You can see in the shoulder and the hip area, and also on the front left. It's got two big wings, one at the top and one at the bottom at the back, and then there's two fins, one at the front and one kind of at the shoulder. The ship has a kind of grey and dark grey colour scheme, and the engines are slightly different compared with the normal Federal Dropship. It's also a lot more chunky in the back area. So you got the hexagonal grid, and also one difference, you can see there's only 3 legs because it seems to have a very large area underneath where something could be deployed out of. Maybe something to do with planetary landings or something like that. Anyway, it's a pretty mean looking ship. I think it looks really cool. It's significantly different from the dropship, but it's different enough that it's distinctive. That's what I'll say. It has a very similar cockpit, just the same as the Federal Dropship and the Federal Assault Ship, with the coffee makers on either side. And it's got the grey and dark grey colour scheme, but it seems to have a green tint, if you can see, up at the top of the cockpit. And on the on all the controls, well, not control surface, all the surfaces. So that's one difference. I confirmed in the dropship definitely doesn't have that green tint. It's all just grey. Okay, so how does it fly? I've got it A-rated at the moment. So let's just go and take it out for a fly. Put the engines up to max.
Landing gear retracted.
So it's got a top speed of 187 with 4 pips to engines, and a boost speed of 336. And compare that with the normal dropship, that's 202 max speed, so about 15 or 20 meters per second more, and 336 with the boost, so 35 or 30 meters per second higher. It doesn't have very good maneuverability, I have to say. We'll fly around the station, but I'm going to put some pips to shields, otherwise I'm going to lose them. It has, now we've got 7 hard points compared with the 5 on the dropship. 1 large, 4 medium, just like the dropship, but it's got the addition of 2 extra small hard points. So they could be used for, missiles or torpedoes or small railguns. I've got turrets, small turreted pulse lasers for dealing with smaller ships in my loadout at the moment. It's also got 4 utility slots, just like the dropship, and it's got one improvement over the dropship. It's got a class, class 7 power distributor, sorry. So that means that it will recharge its engines, shields and weapons more quickly, which makes 7 weapon loadout a lot more viable than on the dropship. It still has a similar number of overheating issues, despite that fact, because it's still got the same size power plant taking the energy away at the same rate. So I better not crash that way. It's got a lot of side slip when it turns. The sideways thrusters are a bit underpowered in the similar way to the dropship and even the Clipper. The Clipper is a good comparison with this ship. It's a similar price and similar strength. The dropship, going back to the stats, it's got 5 internal components, which is cut down from the dropship. Sorry, the gunship has 5 internal components, whereas the dropship has 7. So it makes it a little bit flexible in terms of cargo and things like that, like multi-role loadouts where you want to do missions or something like that. And talking about pricing, it's 35.8 million base cost, where the base dropship is 19.8, so it's significantly more expensive. We've got this 8 rated build is 160 million, So that's everything A-rated with A-rated shields and, you know, the best weapons that I can and the most amount of shield boosters and shield cell batteries. And the C-rated version of the same ship is only 50 million, so that's pretty affordable. I mean, it's cheaper than a Federal. It's a step on the way to, you know, it's cheaper than a C-rated Python for a hard-hitting, highly armored, you know, assault ship. So it's pretty well priced, I think. It's a bit more power starved than the other two models of the Federal Dropship. It can't run max shield boosters whilst also running shield cell boosters and weapons deployed, but it does manage a shield rating of 422 with the power, you know, optimized, which is comparing that with the 365 that the Federal Dropship it's available. Alright, I'm in a combat zone, looking at how the gunship fights. There's a mixture of small and big ships here. The primary loadout for the ship is probably fighting, especially in the current iteration of the game. Maybe in Horizons there'll be a different focus. I've got one large pulse laser on my main hardpoint, 2 multi-cannons and 2 beam lasers.
Target destroyed.
I've also got 2 turreted pulse lasers on the top. So the hardpoint loadout, the large point is below the nose, as well as the 2 of the medium hardpoints, which are the multi-cannons in this shot, and the other 2 mediums are on the sides of the ship, so you can get quite a large angle of attack. The ones at the top kind of have a bit of a... they're good at getting things above you, but not so good at getting things below the nose. So they're hitting now, but they can't hit anymore. And similarly with the multi-cannons, if you look up, if you look down, they can't really hit the thing that you're targeting. So as long as you've got the target in front of you, it's pretty good. So I said it's got an upgraded power distributor, so you can run all of your weapons full blast for a little while, but you do need to let them charge back up pretty often, and you do start overheating if you do that. Alright, where's my next target? A vulture. So the problem with this is that if you do have to run your weapons with full pips, you end up going very slow, like I'm doing here. The max speed's about 100, and the 50%, the optimal speed, is about 60. So you're really like a turret. It's good that you have big shields, but once you get a couple of ships on you, you're a bit of a sitting duck, really, I'd say. Alright, so this vulture's gonna lose its shields pretty quick. It's not as bad as I was expecting for dogfighting smaller ships. You do have a bit of a disadvantage, but with the turn and the side slip, but it's not as bad as I thought. The speed isn't everything. Considering the other builds that may be good for this ship, it's no good at trading. It has it's worse in every way than a Type 7, except for weapons. So it has, you know, 3/5 of the amount of cargo for twice the price and a lower jump range with your fully laden cargo. So it's pretty bad. For exploring, it has a jump range even with the minimum weight of less than 20 light years. So you're not even competing with a Sidewinder in that respect. We've got a couple of other builds which I've been contemplating. I mean, obviously fighting's a popular build, but for oh, I'm gonna get hurt. This is no good.
Cannot comply.
We've got
under attack.
Run. Why can I not run? Alright, that was getting a bit hairy. So we've got a couple of other builds, as I was saying. We've got the multi-role ship. So in that regard, a multi-role ship is kind of something that can do everything. It's got enough, what's the word, utility options that you can kind of run a advanced discovery scanner, and you can run a frame shift interdictor, and you can run a cargo scanner, so you could pirate or you could do missions. And you can also have a bunch of cargo, so it's similar to a clipper in the multi-role. The multi-role build that I built was 111 million, whereas the clipper is about 90 million, so it's similar but not really the same. And it also makes possible, like we talked about in the assault ship, it makes possible the, what's the word, the defense trader. So you can run 136 cargo with a shield of 367, including shield cell boosters, and also with the full weapons complement and a full jump capability, and that's only 56 million. So comparing that with a Type 7, which you can put weapons on but really isn't very useful, that's a 31 million build with an upgraded power distributor for better running away and upgraded shield. So that's an interesting option if you want to do some trading and not get destroyed, which is a distinct possibility in the later patches after 1.3, because the AI is that much more likely to interdict you and deadly. So yeah, that's really good. Unlike the coming back to the weapons, unlike the assault ship, I find it a lot easier to kill things. I mean, it's got one extra normal size hard point, and it's got the two small ones as well, so giving it, it's got 3 extra hard points, but that makes a difference for killing things. It really it's really noticeable on this ship compared with yesterday when I recorded the assault ship video. It really makes a difference.
Under attack.
Okay, so can I fight an eagle? I can fight an eagle. Can I destroy an eagle easily with the ship? Well, yes. One thing that I did have pointed out to me by somebody in the forums is that this the 7 hard points makes it kind of what's the word? 4 medium and 2 small makes it a very very quick to kill the ship. The dream of people that like the kinetic weapons, you can run 6 multi-cannons. So I'm probably going to do that because, man, I love my multi-cannons. It's like an ASP but with a beam laser that helps you to... I've run out of power. That helps you to get the shields down before you start wailing on them with the kinetics. So yeah, that's really cool. Alright, I'm gonna finish up here, and I will come back to you with a summary of the ship. So I will see you very shortly. Okay, so we've come to the end of the video. The recap on the Federal Gunship. So it's a pretty good heavy fighter, I would say. It's got a lot of utility space. It's got 7 hard points, which makes it very good in a fight. It has a larger shield than all the other dropship variants, and it's got a class 7 power distributor, so to support the increased number of hard points. It's a bit more expensive, 106 million for an A-rated fighting ship and 50 million for a C-rated, which is, you're getting up there in terms of kind of Python level cost. It's a bit more power staffed than the other 2 ships, but still very, very well equipped. and it's got a lot of flexibility. You can have a fighting ship, you can have a defensive trader with some cargo and some weapons and some shields, and you can have a multi-role ship which does a lot of different roles, piracy and trading and missions and things like that. So you can even do a little bit of short range exploration. However, exploring is not recommended because it's got a jump range even with its minimum weight of less than 20 light years. Alright, so that about wraps it up. If you liked the video, leave a like, I'd really appreciate it, and if you want to see more, subscribe. Share it with your friends if you think that they'd find it useful, and I'd really appreciate that too. Alright, so for the end of the video, this is Commander Curses signing off. Thanks for watching and safe flying.